In this lesson, we're going to go over some expression operators that are very commonly used within programming. We went through a couple when we were going through integers. We did a couple of arithmetic. When we did the string, we did the plus as well. So I'm just going to go through some that we didn't. I am just going to hit on one that we currently have already, which we use a lot of times, which is the assignment operator. And so if I have string hello, right here I'm assigning the string or the variable x with a string that's a string data type with the string of hello. And then I can assign that variable to another variable. However, there are quite a few other assignment operators. I won't even be going through all of them. I'll just be going through quite a few helpful ones that I use quite a bit. So we're going to talk about let me comment this out, addition assignment. If I have integer I equal to 2, integer j equal to, oh, I misspelled it, 3. So I can do I plus j, but this isn't going to assign. This is just going to add the two together. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to assign I with I plus j. So if I do the plus equals, then what's going to happen is instead of doing, so this is a little bit of a shorthand, instead of doing I is equal to I plus j, which is then going to take variable I and it's going to add I plus j, so it'd be 5. I can instead do a little bit of a shorthand and do I plus equals j. So then if I do system debug, I don't know why it's not coming up correctly, and I run that, I'll see that the debug is going to be 5. So I can do the same thing with a string. If I do string x is equal to hello, and string y is equal to world, I can do x plus equals y, and then debug x. And now I get hello world with no space because I didn't add any spaces anywhere. So I can do the same with other ones as well for integers and doubles. I can't do it for, so this plus equals, this is the only one that will work for strings. I can do other arithmetic ones such as asterisk, which is multiplication. So asterisk equals, so it's going to multiply and assign at the same time. I can do subtract equals. I can do divide equals. So those arithmetic ones, those also can be used and assign it at the same time as well. Okay. And then, so the rest of the operators that we're going to be going through are going to be used for returning true or false values. They're going to be mainly used to evaluate a condition. And this is, as we start progressing into other things, such as if-else statements. We're going to be going into much more conditional, and these operators are going to be helpful to know. So that way when we go through those, you're going to know that the return value is going to be true or false, and it's going to be used to assess or evaluate a condition that we place. So I'm going to do logical operators. So this one is going to be the double equals, which is going to evaluate if one thing equals the other. So I can do integer I equals 2, integer j equals 3, and I can just debug I double equals j. Okay, and I can see that's false because 2 does not equal 3. And then that false is not a string, it's a Boolean. So now I'm going to we'll do the thing equals. So this logical operator means not equals. So the above was equals. Now we're going to do not equals. So we can do, I'm going to just copy all this. And instead do not equals. So 2 does not equal 3. So that should come out as true. 2 does not equal 3, and we have true. Perfect. So one more. Let's just say if I change this 2 to 3, and I should get a false. Yes, see, false. Okay. The next one that we're going to be doing is this one is double ampersand. So what this is going to do is going to evaluate if multiple conditions or expressions equal to true. So let's say I have a string x is equal to hello. I have integer y equals 3. Now if we're going to do a couple of these, so a couple of system debugs. We're going to say x, first we're going to get, we'll do a true one, so we're going to say x double equals a string of hello. So we're just evaluating that the variable x is actually equaling hello, and then y is equaling to the integer of 3. And then before we run this, we'll just do a negative as well, so a false. So this has to make sure that both of them equal the same. We'll just say y is equal to 2. So then run that. Okay, and we got true and false because x, as we see up here, x equals hello, y equals 3, and then y does not. In the second one, x still equals hello, but y does not equal 2. And it could be, I mean, any combination. You can have it be not equals to 3, and that's still going to come up as a false value because y does equal 3. So you could, if you wanted to practice a little bit of it, you could play around with them. So the next one that we're going to do is we're going to use the double pipe. And so this one, I always forget where the pipe is. It's right above the right hand, or right above the enter, where it's the backsplash, or backslash, not splash. So then this is going to evaluate if one of the multiple expressions equals false. Otherwise it's going to equal true. So we can bring these back in. String of hello, integer of 3, and then we'll just change okay. So we will do, and instead this one, we'll say it's not equal to hello. So we have here x equals hello, or y equals 3, which that one is true. Both of these statements are true. And then we have x is not equal to hello, and, or y is equal to 3. So this one is still going to be true because we're not doing the and. We're just wanting to know if one or the other is true. So this one, both of them are true. This would still fit the and scenario. This one wouldn't. It would come back as false because this one does not equal hello. That's a false because it does equal hello. So then now if we were to change it, since it's an or, it's looking for one or the other to be true. Now both of these are false because y does not equal to 2. It equals 3. And I can see here we have true and then we have false. Okay. The next one that we can, the next thing to go through that's used quite often is going to be the increment and decrement. Increment is going to, which adds 1 to the value. And then decrement is reduces 1 to the value. So let's say I have integer I, and that equals 4. So the shorthand for incrementing is the plus plus. There's two different types of plus pluses. There's the plus plus that's after the variable, and then there's a plus plus that is for. So first I'm just going to show you that it does increment each time. So system.debug. Oops, I should put the y or the I in there. So it should be, so I see that on this one, for the debug, I incremented it by 1, so 4 becomes 5, and then I increment it again, 5 becomes 6, so I have 5 and 6. And then let's go through decrement. And I'm just going to copy this. And we'll run the whole thing again. So I see the 5 and 6, and then I'm decrementing it. So then we have 6 turns to 5, and then 5 turns to 4. Okay, so now let's show the difference of the before and after. So in some cases, you'll see most of the time that you're going to see I++ a lot. That is going to be the most common one, the incrementing of 1. Most of the time it doesn't matter for the I++ with the I or the plus being before or after. But there are some times when it does matter, and this is when I will show you why it can matter. So the plus before or after, or the plus when it's after, it's going to evaluate after, and the plus before is when the evaluation is going to happen before. And what I mean by that is, let's say that I do I++ equals to 5. And then debug I. And run that. So what happens is, again, this one, the double equals, it's an expression, so we're just checking to see if it's true. I++, it is an increment, it is going to make it 5, but it happens after this evaluates. So we see that the I equals 4, so that's going to happen right now where it equals to 4. So then if I had this be 4, it's going to be true. And then we see afterwards we have the I of equaling 5. That's still going to stay there. But then we have false and 5. It's going to change to true and 5. So that's where it can matter as far as which style you use. So then if I do plus I, and then we'll do equals 6, and then system debug, we'll do I again, just to show. Okay, so we know that at this point in time, the I is equal to 5, and then we see that the plus is before the I, so that means before this evaluates, it's going to increment or add one more value to this I. So then we're going to check and see whether or not the double equal of 6. Check and make sure that's 6, and it should come out as true. So I see true because this is the after, where it still equals 4, and then it increments, and then we're checking it, and it's incrementing it before the check, so that equals true, and then we have it being 6. So then the next set of operators, and there's other ones as well, but then, and we talked about quite a few arithmetic ones when we went through the others. But then we have other evaluation type ones where we have greater than, less than, greater than or equal. These are all going to be true false ones, and these are all going to work with it works with integers, doubles, date, and date time data types. So if you want to check to see if a date is greater than a different date or greater than or equal to, you can use that, or same as with integers and doubles, you can use these mathematical operators. There's other operators as well. These are the most common ones that I've used is all of these. So that's where I wanted to go through and just go through these sets of operators. If you wanted to take a look, you could just type in to your search engine, Apex expressions and operators, and the developer documentation should come up with the other ones. There'll be a big long list. And I'll see you in the next video.